Hi folks, it's Not Jay with Not Jay's Tabletop Gaming, and this video brings us back to Victory at Sea from Warlord Games. We're taking a look at HMS Warspite, the World War I era battleship that saw service in both world wars. So let's go ahead and dive on in. HMS Warspite was ordered by the British Admiralty in 1912. She was laid down on October 31st, 1912, and launched November 26th, 1913, commissioned in 8 March 1915. Made it through both World War I and World War II. Was decommissioned 1st of February 1945, so did not get all the way through World War II. Her pennant number was 03 and was a member of the Queen Elizabeth class of battleships. She comes in at about 33,000 tons, 33,790 full load. She was 643 feet 9 inches, 90 feet 7 inches at the beam, and had a draft of 33 feet. She had 24 boilers rated at 75,000 horsepower, and had 4 shafts with 2 steam turbines. She could make 24 knots and had a range of about 5,000 nautical miles when she cruised at 12 knots. Her complement was 1,025 men and at 1915, but got boosted to 1,262 when she was made a flagship. Her armament was 4 twin 15-inch guns, so that's 8 15-inch guns in 4 twin gun turrets. She also had 14 6-inch guns, 2 3-inch anti-aircraft guns, and 4 21-inch torpedo tubes as built. Her armor was 13 inches at the waterline. Deck was 1 to 3 inches of armor. The barbets, about 10 inches at the maximum. The gun turrets were maximum 13 inches, as well as the conning tower. So a fairly well-armored ship of the time. By 1937, after her refit, she came in at 37,030 tons. Her beam was boosted to 104 feet, and her draft was actually shallower at 32 feet 4 inches. So she got 8 inches shallower. She had been changed out to 6 3-drum boilers for 72,000 horsepower, and her speed was knocked down to about 23 knots. Her range was increased, though, to 7,579 nautical miles when you look at her cruising at 12 knots. She changed out to only 8 6-inch guns, 4 twin 4-inch guns, so that'd be 8 guns total, 4 octuple quick-fire 2-pounders, anti-aircraft guns, and 4 quadruple 50 caliber Vickers. So the anti-aircraft was definitely beefed up for her in 1937. Her armor got increased on the decks to about 5 inches, and the conning tower got reduced down to about 2 to 3 inches. She did also get included with 4 aircraft and a aircraft catapult. So that was her refit. Just over a year after she was commissioned, she took part in the Battle of Jutland, where she exchanged fire with the German ships and was damaged quite a bit, where she took one round close to her engine room that caused her to have her rudder stuck, and she made 2 complete 360-degree turns before her crew could get her back into control. She then was headed directly for the German battle line and could only bring her A turret to fire, and continued doing so until it started getting closer to night and stopped to continue with some repairs. Luckily, at that point in time, the British battle line crossed the T of the German battle line and drew the fire from Warspite. After the sun set in the dark of night, she was able to bring up steam and head for safe waters, where she made it back to Scapa Flow and took on some repairs. During World War II, she was part of several different campaigns. She spent quite a bit of time in the Mediterranean, in the Indian Ocean, and in the Pacific. So quite a bit of world traveling for this vessel. She received additional damage at Salerno during the landings there of the Americans and British, and also provided naval gunfire support at Normandy, much of this time not being fully repaired. During her time as commissioned vessel in the British Navy, she earned 15 battle honors. Of course, Battle of Jutland, as well as her time at Normandy and Salerno. The other honors she received during the Second World War was for her time during convoy duty in the Atlantic, her work during the Battle of Narvik, where she went up the Narvik Fjord and exchanged fire with German destroyers. Her support during the Battle of Norway, Calabria in 1940 against the Italian Navy, her time spent in the Mediterranean, specifically battles of Matapan and support of the Malta convoys, also support of Crete and Sicily. As I stated, Salerno. She also spent time in the English Channel, giving way to her time in Normandy and also Biscay Bay. And Walcheren in 1944 was the last action she saw, where she supported the British and Canadian attacks to open up the port of Antwerp. All in all, a really great ship. Spent many productive years in the British Navy. Well loved by all of her crew, and well representative of one of the great ships of the British Navy. As a review to the model itself, I do like this model. It's got good detail. It's not real fiddly to put together. The 4 main turrets and then the 2 masts that need to be attached. The superstructure itself is molded to the rest of the hull, so not a whole lot needs to be put together on it, so that's quite nice. Here I am putting on some finishing touches and cleaning it up the sides where I kind of overpainted on the deck, or from the deck. So here are a couple of photos showing off this beautiful ship. I hope you enjoyed learning something about Warspite and see how I was painting it up. So there's the Warspite, and I had a pretty good time painting this one. Went pretty quickly. Colors aren't exactly what they are really supposed to look like, and the model represents the 1940 Warspite, and this color scheme is from 1942. But I thought it looked nice, so that's what way we went with. Not sure what we're going to do for the next video. I am playing or learning to play the U.S. Civil War by GMT, so maybe we'll see some of that here in the not too distant future. Until next time, we'll see you on the flip side.